How about we get in there? The moon. What are you? What are you? You have an insider who may help you infiltrate the palace. Gather support amongst the populace of the corruption-seeped city in order to convince them that the Emperor must be killed. Headhunt. You have earned an Empire death warrant. Tread lightfully. So, I'm gonna be under attack, basically. Gambits. The people of the city are as fickle and twisting as the streets they call home. Be prepared to face what may come. Curses. With boroughs being walled off, with the living still inside, citizens will not hesitate to fling curses, even if only just to protect their loved ones. Well, that's rough. Generally speaking, you need food just to survive. You want equipment so you can fight well, but also I need to account for curses and all forms of gambits. I'm not even sure how this deck will work. Functionally, it's like you have to be prepared for basically everything that happens in this game, which means I don't know if there's a thing to specialize in with your deck necessarily. What's the hero's upgrade? Gauntlet provides Ariadne with even more defense, allowing her to last longer in combat. I'm gonna bring the Magician out of habit, because the Magician's bubble is fantastic while being a character who also still fights on top of that. So as per usual, since I don't know what the scenario is, I don't know what to build my deck like, so I'm just doing recommended, and then I'm just going to remove any cards I particularly don't like. I never get a good use out of freaking Trading House. Probably my fault, but I never really get a good use out of it. Gain resources, lose resources. Does he still just rotate your resources like he used to? I don't know. It's apparently recommended. It's also recommending that I bring all these. It's probably just recommending them because they're new, but fine, I'll risk it. What I do notice is that they made a recommendation deck that doesn't feature a goddamn platinum card. What are they thinking? How dare they? Goblin Town can make me 1 billion gold, so that's nice. Especially if I can shuffle them around. It's a map reveal. Gain a specific platinum card. Gain platinum card but knock out your companion for a bit. Get some blessings that may or not be worth it. Remove curse. That's at least specifically relevant to the scenario, the whole curse thing, so I'll bring that along. Frankly, that's just too many weapons, I think. Deals less damage the higher your fame gets. Why would I bring that? It seems like it's gonna go badly for me. Jousting armor versus pious robes. Doubling up on armor I'm not psyched about. They brought like 5 weapons into this deck. Why would I need that many decks? Nothing about this scenario said village. It's a village with corrupted. I would expect Empire and corrupted, not Northerners. Why would I want Winter's Bane? The Peeler, anti-armor, 2-handed weapon. I can see doing that. Dark Thirst, though, extra feeble, kill some corrupted. Let's bring Dark Thirst for that purpose. I think I'll bring that along. See, there's a helm, there's 2 helms and some armor. It's definitely just bringing those helms because they're new, but fine, let's learn what they are. Trinket. I don't have any rings. They brought 3 trinkets. Volley of arrows. Empire's burden, holy purification. Are there going to be undead? As of right now, I have 0 evidence to think that there's going to be undead, but undead are so easy to fight that I don't need a trinket for them anyway. Alright. Not psyched about how they build a deck, but okay. Exquisite Blade. Golden Shield. Bring a platinum card along. Usually Lionheart's the no-brainer one if you don't know what's going to happen. And then I should probably just bring Gambit-related items. Yeah, they warned me of Gambits. The Jousting armor doesn't even help me with Gambits, does it? More fame. I'm just gonna, yeah, we're just gonna start over. I'm just removing all the cards they added to my deck. Functionally, their recommendations are bullshit and terrible. So I'm just gonna move on. That was, alright, Imperial armor is good for card Gambits. That'll be my armor. That's a reroll one. It might be where I go. To help with dice. Avoid failure. Adding those two together would give me an advantage on cards, but not other ones. Maybe. Yeah, stack these two for a good card advantage, then I'll bring my ring that helps with dice. Wow, you used to be right at the end of the list. Yeah, score +2. Go back to the beginning real quick. Always bring Tiger's Eye. Fantastic card. Goblin Deception just sort of seems irrelevant now. Ring of the Feast. 5 food whenever you gain a blessing. Could be worth it. Yeah, I never used that one, so let's just not try. Ring of Defense is a good one. Slow Shuffle, Ring of Concentration. Oh, there is a ring that helps with shuffling. Let's get rid of Gambler's Jewel then. No, Gambler's Jewel is fine. Let's get rid of Mask of Holy Fortunes. Because that's already 2 cards. So I'll bring along a mask that helps with something else. Is there a dice mask? Gambler's Hood. Reroll 2. Yeah, reroll 2 and 5. Alright, so mask, armor, trinkets, weapon, bunch of rings, some money makers. That'll have to do. Why? Something is wrong with how this game recommends cards. Something is wrong. They want me to bring 2 identical hammers. Why would I bring 2 hammers? What's the bonus this one? Bash 40 Empire enemies as they block to unlock this token. Maybe. That's a lot though. Now let's bring this one just in case I run into skeletons, since they recommended multiple skeletons even though there's no hint of skeletons being in the scenario, so maybe it knows that there is secretly skeletons in the scenario. Let's bring Fate's Path, it's pretty good. I can take or leave most of the other crap, really. Basically comes down to it, do I want leather armor or do I just want more starting food, which could get me in trouble. And I might go with food, honestly. Let's get in there. I got this, right?
Preparation
first try.
It is here that you separate yourself from your predecessor. A badly shaped tool will not cut smoothly. It will turn and bite the wielder. That is why I have paid such attention to your forging.
The city. On the last day of solstice, you pass through the gates of the great city. The scene before you is overwhelming, a melange of architectural styles, exotic smells, and busy people. You have taken counsel with your companions and wrestled with self-doubt. Your path is clear now. The Empire is a force of darkness in this world, bringing nothing but death and destruction. If you are truly a hero, this is the time to prove it. There can be no other end to this one than this one. The Emperor must die. Estrella has organized a covert meeting with General Flinthollow, an ally from her Empire days. He will tell us the way into the palace, she explains, but only if we prove that we have the backing for such a rebellion. Begin your search. I need 12 conspirators? Estrella disappears into the crowd, stating that she has some business to attend to. You see the meeting place in the distance, the Church of Fires, a shining marble monument soaring above the crowd and rabble of the city. But first, you must explore the districts and gain enough support to your cause. An Empire soldier stares at you from across the way. You disappear into the market crowd before he realizes who you are. There's patrolling soldiers between this side of the arena and the other half.
Death stalks these streets. Your death, my death, and the death of an emperor.
Familiar? The corrupted city. When passing through the city's bustling fish markets, you hear a choking sound followed by a terrified scream. Pushing through the panicked crowd, you find a family of fishmongers writhing on the ground beside a toppled wagon. You watch in horror as pustules of corruption spread across their bodies and down their limbs, leaving them grotesque and unrecognizable. 7 of blight, that's a lot. This keeps happening. Their entire town just keeps getting wiped out. More and more plagues.
If nothing else, get a song out of this.
Gonna keep swinging. Hello. Just seems wasteful to hit whoever I'm currently comboing, so I usually try to hit somebody else with the super due to bonus damage. Don't want to waste the damage. Although sometimes when my character changes targets, I'm not the one that's in control of it. He just kind of wanders somewhere, and I'm like, where are you going? Oh, my bubble. What am I gonna do without my bubble? Oh, right, win. That's a pretty good thing to do. You pause to inspect the bodies of the vanquished. Search for spoils. I can't use it yet.
And those who win.
Also gold. The crowd watches in distress as you loot the newest victims of the blight. Oh, right. That, right. You look a lot better doing this when the town's being wiped out, as opposed to you're looting. I didn't shit. It's fine. I'm a hero. Yay. With the corrupted creatures dealt with, you stand to leave and hope that no one recognizes you. So we're hoping people don't recognize us, which is really bad if I want to get more fame to use my gear. Also, holy crap, that roll went abysmally poorly. So I'm guessing that if I didn't loot the bodies, I might have not had a chance to get recognized as much. But hey, more fame is good for my gear, at least. A grizzled bone setter croaks and points wildly in recognition. It's the traitor! It's the traitor! Emperor murderer. I haven't murdered an emperor yet. As you press your way through the crowd, you hear somebody yelling for the guards. One brimstone monster added. 7 of steel. That's a lot of steel. Thankfully, the bustle of the city swallows you up again. Oh, there's a store. Well, I don't really have money. Blessed food. Get food whenever you get a blessing. Don't know how many blessings there will be, though. Kind of just more of a card I'm hoping to just draw on my own. That'd be nice. Let's get some food. It's the Stiegel Pumpkin. Its town center is unremarkable apart from a beautiful clock tower and small center of tents. Approach the tents? These are the people that are afraid of food, right? I mean, they're afraid of losing their food. Talk to them. Why so protective? Same dialogue. Ask who they are. They're from Farwater. Offer them food. We're not beggars. Visit the fortune teller? Maybe she'll review the map? Ask for Bob's fortune? Do I know who's Bob? Bob, she licks her dry lips. He will grow to be a fine hero and meet many heroes along the way. Who's Bob? The forge user was Anders, right? The person I'm here to meet is not named Bob. Who's Bob? Malclip's fortune. The seer waves a trembling hand in an empty space beside her crystal ball. You think she is quite blind. He will betray us all. Malclip shrugs, grinning. My reputation precedes me. My fortune. Same as before. Ariadne's mother. Ask for a pumpkin. She's momentarily startled by the audacity of your request before her instinct for hospitality resumes control. She leaves the room and soon returns weighed down by one of Stiegel's famous oversized pumpkins. That's the last of the harvest, she says warily. Oh my god. Okay, that's why you want this card in your deck. Because the pumpkin is a bunch of food. Okay. Ariadne's mother, Bethel, greets you with a plate of pumpkin scones and an anxious smile. I was gonna say, you could technically steal food from the tent, from the tents, but that just seems like monstrous. But yeah, 10 food boost is pretty good. More corruption. Let's go beat up the Blight to get more fame. So all my gear can work, but also hopefully so I can get some more gear in the first place. Bubble me, Captain. It's weird that you can hit somebody with the right trigger attack, but then if you go on to hit the attack button again, your character will attack a completely different character, even without any input from you to change targets. I'm at times just kind of watching in confusion at who my character chooses to target next with the attack button. I think, do we still have the weird issue where corrupted don't attack me? They kind of wander? Most of them don't seem to know I'm here. If wandering around confused is supposed to be a corrupted trait, then it's certainly a trait that was not here when I started the game originally, because at the beginning of the game no one did that. But now that's a constant thing. Search for spoils, even though it makes me look like a bad person. Do not just... No! That's not gear, that's just health. And I didn't even need health, I didn't take damage. And only 3 food. It's fine, I'm just looting victims of a blight. What's wrong with that? Y'all are being dramatic. Hoping nobody recognizes me. What was the first roll for? I think the first roll was that I could have been attacked by the blight victims or something. It's such a high roll requirement. Without bonuses, I basically just have to nail it. You just gotta hit me with a 1, huh? I mean, getting a 15 is what? You just get 3 5s, basically? Like, that's not gonna happen. Oh, hey, Gambler's Head. That would have come in handy earlier. Probably. It's the bad person come to kill the Emperor. No. Stop. Stop doing that. Thankfully, the bustle of the city swallows you up again. I think that my fame I'm building up might be bad for me because it might get me attacked by the guards when I have to patrol past them. But can I get out of this without taking damage? Because I'm going to deal with some trolls now. Yep. That bounce. That's fine.
Even when things appear impossible, they can be mastered. Keep practicing.
I basically never get the silver in that scenario, but I'm just happy if I don't get a red. Because red would be bad. Nobody wants a red. Trade. Sell. I've got an exquisite blade. Goodbye. Buy equipment. Dark Thirst. Good for corrupted. Yeah. Corrupted die faster. It has a bonus on it. And it also has a token for me to unlock. The question is, do I want to spend that much money on it? And the answer is kind of no. I'll probably wait until I find another store and then go there to buy a variety of other items. I mean, I don't want to buy stuff in general here because this is a campfire. You can sell but not buy. Because at least selling the exquisite items gives you the 50 gold, which is what it always gives you. Oh. I just noticed the inconspicuous thing in the corner. So if I don't loot the bodies, I can probably avoid the second dice roll. At this point, I would definitely I mean, I'll just keep going, but I think I'm gonna fail. Because I think you need to remain inconspicuous to get the gold, whereas the 12 conspirators is for the silver, I think, for beating the scenario. And that's rough. So if you stop being inconspicuous, I think then you fail gold, and also the challenge probably gets harder or something. How do you lose fame?
Ho, 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 you make a poor apprentice. Cultivate focus.
Alright, prick. I think that's why they put the deer in my deck. Because the deer could reshuffle your elements. Was the first... Have I tried the deer yet? Do you get to pick which one you want to shuffle? Because normally you wouldn't encounter the deer multiple times. But yeah, if you're low on something and you switch it with your fame, then that'll become how conspicuous you are.
So much military attention, and why? Because the Emperor knows you are coming. He has known long before.
Patrolling soldiers. A group of soldiers stand in your path. A small child points at you, trying to get her mother's attention. Her mother thankfully ignores her. Stay inconspicuous and pass through. You hope they do not recognize you. Ah. Hey, a store, like I said. Go figure. I could use some of these bonus cards right about now. Slow Shuffle, Blessed Food, Tiger's Eye. Let's do Slow Shuffle. The fame item that helps me with, Oh, maybe it's not fame. Maybe it's not fame. Maybe you just need to go through each guard checkpoint and succeed at the check each floor. And then if you fail, then you go into Metal Gear Solid mode where an exclamation point goes on the screen and it goes "Bloop," and then you lose. That might be how it works. Yeah, Dark Thirst is so much cheaper now. Reduced pain, Ring of Feast. Let's stock up, yeah. Use that gold while we got it, and then hopefully I'll draw the exquisite items again.
Every performance is at heart a lie.
A pageant wagon. Parked in the dust quarter is a traveling theater that has seen better days. The mottled sage curtains hang tiredly. A pasty, ill-looking man named Old Patton appears to be the head of this enterprise, who waves you over. Sure. White powder is settled into the wrinkles of his face. His painted lips twist into a knowing grin. I know who you are, he whispers. Coming here is probably a bad idea because it's actually a stage, and like being on a stage play would be really bad for my ability to stay inconspicuous. Oh, this could go either way, really, though, because being involved in a stage performance would out me. But also, they have disguises. Maybe he can help you to be disguised. Look here, I won't tell. He taps his red, bulbous nose and winks. If you stand in for my recently and rather inconveniently deceased actor. He points out a ragged baker costume. Ask what happened to the deceased actor. My baker has been walled into his own home, hasn't he? He's gonna either starve or get eaten by the corrupted. The old man looks positively delighted at that prospect. Problem? Well, I have to be the baker. You can't leave. The play starts off with a hag knocking on a pantomime door. Oh, baker, I've come for your hand in marriage. Greet the hag with a kiss. The crowd claps and jeers as you plant a kiss on the actress or actor playing the hag. They play the part with spectacular realism. What? Oh, is that how much I'll be paid if this is successful? Oh, my love, dearest of hearts, I brought you cake, the hag croaks, removing a petrified cake from the folds of her apron. Abandon this farcical endeavor. The cake is spotted with mold. Take a bite of cake. Just gonna deal with it. The cake tastes of cinnamon and is so stale that you are forced to drag your teeth along its rock-hard surface to scrape some crumbs off. Crowd watches in morbid fascination. Ow. Oh my... Okay. That almost makes it better. Then, inexplicably, a caged boar is dragged on stage. The hag looks at you expectantly. Propose to the boar. Release the boar. Before anyone can stop you, you open the cage. The boar blinks, startled. Before charging off the stage into the screaming crowd, its tusks gouge your leg and it makes its escape. You stood in front of it, you jackass? Ow. Come on. What? No, stop. The boar gores an innocent bystander before disappearing with a snort down an alley. I was supposed to propose to a boar? Why would I propose to a... what? Other than the person bleeding out, the crowd assumes this was all part of the show. You see old Patton signaling for you to wrap up the performance. You can denounce the... we're gonna curtsy. You put on your most endearing expression and curtsy your way to victory. The audience is captivated. Did I do good? Why is there so much money? You hope that old Patton's happy with your performance. Oh, I see what's happening. What's happening... because I'm like, this is an impossible amount of money, right? This freaking, like 120 gold for one card. That's absurd. No, what's gonna happen here is that's gonna... all of those things that are there are gonna turn into a wheel. And I'm gonna have to pick one of them off the wheel. It kind of stands out because the Captain of Steel is in there, and it's like the caravan robbery where one enemy shows up. And so, like, the food I ate might come back to bite me in the ass, basically. But I centered it on the gold. I even got the maximum one. Neat. Continue. 30 gold. I totally called it. The crowd cheers and throws coins onto the stage as you bow. You've put on a good show. I really should have proposed to the boar. Even the boar was like, what? Old Patton's impressed by your dedication to the role. His charcoaled eyes well with tears. Now this is acting. You should... hey Patton, you want to give me some of your disguises so that I can not become so I can stay inconspicuous? That'd be nice. Old Patton pledges his service to your cause. Oh, he's a conspirator now. God, I only have one so far. How am I gonna get 12? Your escapades at the pageant wagon have increased your notoriety. Oh, great. That's the exit? The Silver Deer. I don't know how useful it is to get it at this point in the game.
As if they keep one step ahead of the deaths that hunt them.
I mean, I can try it. Maybe it'll reduce my fame. While wandering the forest, you spy a deer glowing with silver light. Shit, it can only make my fame worse. Leave it be. My fame's actually my lowest number right now, so no. Never mind. The Blood District, main gate. How am I gonna have 12 conspirators? There must be a lot more in later floors, or there can't be 12 floors. At the gates leading into the Blood District, an Empire soldier speaks to a grumbling, slow-moving crowd. It appears there is some sort of holdup. Join the line into the Blood District. The soldier shouts a proclamation to the crowd. Attention, from this day forward, and until further notice, there will be checkpoints at all gates. With the speech over, you continue shuffling through the gates with the rest of the crowd. You hope that you're not recognized enough to arouse suspicion. You have to keep that fame low. You move along with the crowd. Soldiers manning the gate do not notice anything amiss. At the rate things are going at, bet 10 gold to receive a gain card at the end if you have full health. Sure. Oh, I hit B, which is continue, which is not the same thing as, which is not what the button you press to keep going. Whoops. That's to bet the money, I mean. I think I'm supposed to press X. Whoops. So now there's 2 patrols to worry about. Huh. So if I were to do this again, I'd probably reduce the number of cards I have about dice if I could replace them with more things about cards, because so far all the checkpoint things that I think would lead to me losing my inconspicuousness, they all seem to be card situations and not dice. The dice affects your fame though, and I'm imagining that the more fame you get, the more difficult the card challenges might become. But if you have enough things slowing them, you might get pretty good. The Shaman Shack is found easily enough now that you've been here before. I don't know what it is because this is new, so I haven't encountered the new version of it yet. But it requires a blessing. Should I give up my reveal all cards blessing? I gotta try it. Fate's Path. The northerner shaman's boiling something bloody over a roaring flame. Clouds of red smoke fill the air. She looks up as you enter. The Bard, your mother came to visit the other day. Malclip slaps the shaman on the back jovially. My mother's dead, old hag. The shaman cackles. Not as much as you might think. Malclip laughs along, but you can tell that he is unsettled. Oh, you lose max life to get other things. Ask for a blessing? Yeah, this is where you get stabbed. 13. Okay, that's a bit much. Oh, fuck. Blessings are the Northerner's bread and butter are a blessing to everyone. Escape. Optionally move directly to the level exit after any encounter where you've gained a life pain card. Morton's magic door. Alright, well this was all a mistake. Let's leave. The shaman's black eyes glint at you from the smoke of her shack as you depart. Yeah, I should not have done that. I lost a good blessing and max life to gain a blessing that I probably don't even need. Alright, well now I know what the deck version of that card does, though.
The Peace District. What irony.
Gotta go get some conspirators first.